Well, I mean, I think it was really just a matter of, looking at our roster, looking at our team, and we certainly don't want Steve going out there chasing those point guards around. So it was really just about, it's either going to be the old guy or the old guy doing it. And, so responsibility fell to me.
Coach, you talk a lot about what you've done to prepare these ice baths and things. People don't realize that's not really fun getting it. You're really doing a lot to sacrifice to make up for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's tough, but it's something that you have to do. I mean, when you're playing in the league for so long, you have to find ways to recover. You have to find ways to be committed to that and do that on a consistent basis. Yeah, but I will say it's become a lot funner being in the ice bath and looking at pictures that people tweet me of them being in the ice bath. It's made it a lot more enjoyable.
Coach LeBron said that when they put together the quote-unquote super team, it was a lot tougher on them than what you guys are going through. Do you believe that?
What does it matter? What does he want a cookie for it? I mean,
Well, it seems like he did.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Coach, defensively, fourth quarter held them to 15 points, 24%. What clicked that made the defense so smothering in the fourth?
Well, I think we just tried to take them out of their sets and take them out of their actions, and we were successful at it. And we kept them to one shot, which in the first half, I think they had something like 12 offensive rebounds, 11 offensive rebounds, which kept them in the game. We were able to negate that in the fourth quarter and jumped out to a big lead.
You said that this league is a league of preparation. Your initial concerns on Miami in terms of defensive matchups for tomorrow?
Well, we haven't really looked at them yet. Sure we will at some point today. And, obviously a lot of it starts with LeBron. His ability to play make from a point forward position on the floor, getting out in transition, getting easy opportunities. And the X factor is Wade and what he's capable of doing.
Would this be your best measuring stick of teams you've played yet to date? And then carrying on that D'Antoni said this was a new season, you're 2-0?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good measuring stick for us to see how much we've improved since last week when we played against some of the top teams, and they all beat us. So it's a big test. You got the defending champs coming into town, seeing what we can do.
Kobe, how much more this season do you find yourself saying, if at all, defense is the key to every single game for you guys? I mean, do you find, like, you yourself personally, the offense is always there for you. Do you find that you're like, defense?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, I think in this situation, the leading by example is really the biggest key. And it just so happened to be that way because of, like I said, because of our lineup at the start of the games with Steve and myself and Meta and Clark. So I think by me pushing in the front lines as I'm doing and just saying, well, if my offense suffers from it, it suffers from it, so be it. I think the understanding is that defense is the most important thing.
I know
defense
you said
is never a glamorous thing to do out there on the court. You don't get the stats, you don't get the recognition. Can Kobe Bryant make defense cool?
You know what? If I haven't made it cool by now in my career, I probably never will. I mean, that's one of those things that always gets overshadowed with myself, or whether it was Jordan or Jerry West. I mean, we're all great defenders, but it's just not. I don't think it'll ever be cool. We can make it cooler, maybe a little cooler, but it'll never be cool.
What you were saying yesterday, as far as like the mindset, like as long as you're accepting that you're going to have some physical wear and tear, you can get through that. How do you measure that, and then just also the big picture, not wearing down at the end?
Well, soreness is something that you can get through pretty easily. Injuries are things that you have to be careful of and be mindful of. And, you have to stick to your physical training, your stretching, and make sure you don't have injuries. But the soreness are things that you can get through.
Last night, Jennings actually said that was some of the best defense he's ever had played on in the league since he's been there. Do you think that with defense, physical ability, athleticism, is more important, equally as important as mentally knowing your rotations, mentally understanding defense?
I think to be an exceptional defender, you can get away with not having those physical attributes, as long as you mentally understand what your matchup is. But when you have the physical talent to go along with the mental part of it, then you wind up having something special. Scottie Pippen, to me, is the greatest defensive player that I've ever seen. And he obviously had the physical tools and the mental intelligence to be able to go out there and lock people down.
Kobe, we've been hearing a lot about the goal now for this team is make the playoffs. Is that what you feel like I mean, you probably don't want that to be the goal coming in. But
It's not the goal, but it's the it's the first step. You can't win a championship if you don't get to the postseason. I mean, I've seen plenty of teams get into the playoffs and make huge runs. But before that, I mean, the most important thing for us is just winning them all. That's it. Win them all and go from there.
Did Powell put out there today, and how does he change things?
I didn't get a chance to see him. I mean, he's out there playing now. Prior to this, I mean, we really didn't do much.
Kobe, in the last 2 games, you've had 62 assists on 82 made baskets. What's been the big difference in these last 2 ball games?
We're making shots. Some of the shots that we've been missing, we're knocking them down. And when you knock those down, it opens up the floor for everybody else.
Did you make a concerted effort to get Dwight involved last night? I mean, his first 2 buckets were assists off you.
No, not more than normal. I mean, it really is predicated on what the defense gives up. And if they want to contest me and leave him under the rim, then we'll find him. And if they want to stay home with him, then it's our responsibility to make shots and force them to come out and contest those shots, and then that's when we find him down low. So it really depends on what the defense does.